It wasn't that bad.
These were like legitimately bad. Okay, 2 of the 3 that we watched were legitimately bad fucking episodes.
Okay, the Muten Roshi thing was retarded. It wasn't Space Poacher retarded.
No,
we
but
are on the upslope.
But yeah, but you know, like Space Poacher episode was stupid. Okay, like it was stupid fucking garbage. This was.
It was stupid, but it wasn't directly insulting.
Did you see what it did to the Muten Roshi?
That's what I'm saying. The Space Poacher was stupid, but not directly insulting this was. This was just like, hey, you guys don't, like, remember any of actual Dragon Ball or Z, right?
But yeah, no. This episode was... That first fucking episode, because what we watched was, like, the whole Tenshinhan and Muten Roshi recruitment episode. The Gohan being like, Dad, let me measure my dick up against yours episode. And then the people is kind of dicking around, training, and like here's all the other universes doing shit episode.
Yeah. So to start off with the Tenshinhan episode, the idea of Tenshinhan fucking off and starting a mountain kung fu school is the best.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because like the wise old master is my favorite character archetype in anything ever. And because there's always the implication that he used to have all these crazy adventures. So all these guys studying under Tenshinhan, who have no fucking idea the kind of crazy bug robot shit he's fought. I love that, conceptually.
Yeah, no, that's all cool. In fact, that's actually pulled from the MMO.
Yeah, the old Korean... God, why didn't that ever come over? That was so awesome!
Yeah, I don't even think Japan got it. I think, like, Korea got it, and, like, Hong Kong got it, and that, like, that was it, or some shit.
The Korean MMO market, man. It's Chinatown.
Because, like, you know, that is, like, one of the interesting things that I think Super does. Like I mentioned last time, it's like, you know, like, much like how they just, you know, pull random shit that Toriyama says in interviews and integrates it into the actual series, they took shit, like, from the MMO. It's like, what is Tenshinhan doing right now? Oh, he runs a dojo. He's opened up his own crane school. So he doesn't call it the crane school. It's like the tension... like
the Tenshin Hall.
Yeah, the Tenshin Hall.
Ha!
Which was great. That joke doesn't really work too well because the shitty fucking Crunchyroll subtitles still call him Tien. So they call him Tien... but then he is the master of the Tenshin Hall. And I'm like, just call him Tenshinhan! Or just call it the Tienshin Hall. Something. Fucking find a middle road here, goddammit.
Man, that episode would have been a whole lot better if it didn't have the plot of a Season 4 Ranma 1/2 episode.
Man, I don't know. Like, I don't think I've seen an episode of Ranma 1/2 that was that shitty.
Did you watch Seasons 4 and 5?
I'm pretty sure I have openly refused to ever watch those seasons again. But I still don't think... It's like, this was really bad. And it sucks, too, because Tenshinhan is my favorite character.
Yeah, that's because you're a huge nerd.
Yeah.
Like old school. Like you're a dork. You're a buffoon, and you have terrible taste in characters. And a shoulder fetish.
You read Battle Angel Alita.
I do.
She's a cunt.
Yes. Working as intended. So there's this girl in this episode that has been retrofitted into the story.
Yes. Goody.
She's all mad and I guess horny about Tenshinhan having left the crane school.
I couldn't tell if she was just like you're my rival or I want to ride your dick.
Because neither could the writer. Because modern anime isn't written, it's fucking disgorged by a computer server.
Yeah, it's all fucking pre-processed, like just print that shit off an assembly line. Yeah.
This is the way characters act, right? Not because of actual motivations or interesting story arcs or character development. No, just these are the kind of beats you have in a story, right?
Yeah.
Beep, boop, boop, boop. Trust me, I am a human.
Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, like this whole fucking... Because I remember hearing, like with the Poacher episode, I remember hearing like, oh, you know, it has a very Dragon Ball GT vibe to it. And I'm like, oh, I get it, because it's kind of stupid, and it's set in space. And then I heard this one had more of a Dragon Ball vibe to it. And I'm like, oh, I get it, because it's, like, kind of weird and, like, more central and, like, localized.
Well, I'd even said, like, right when the zombies start jumping around, like, fucking Roshi's there. And I'm like, this is the kind of cool, like, interesting down-low shit that, you know, they used to deal with in Dragon Ball. It was just, you know, written better back then.
Yeah, and... oh, my God. So, yeah, like comparing those episodes, you know, like that one, the post episode of GT, and comparing the Tension episodes to Dragon Ball, like, that's not an incorrect comparison. I would say that those episodes are worse than anything that were in either one. Because, Jesus Christ, it's like, this isn't even I just don't remember Dragon Ball that well. No, I'm currently in the process of rewatching original Dragon Ball. It's pretty great.
There's no amount of years that would make you think Dragon Ball was not better written than this shit.
Yeah.
Because even when Dragon Ball is just goofy, silly nonsense, it's clearly that way on purpose, and it's not tonal whiplash.
Yeah. It's...
and also something else Dragon Ball had over Super, the Muten Roshi was like a character.
And not just a rapist? Because here he's just a rapist. He has no... his entire character is, man, I want some puss. Which, I mean, that is the Muten Roshi, but he has other layers to him.
Yeah, right, the Muten Roshi was...
he has restraint.
He was an accomplished martial arts sage who, at the end of his search for, like, physical perfection and mental enlightenment, decided that wanton hedonism was the true path to mortal happiness. Yeah. Now, he's just a fucking, not to pun, but he's a goddamn cartoon character. Yeah. There's nothing behind it.
Yeah, no. Like, it's
like, just, they went through the checklist. The Muten Roshi has beard, sexes women.
Yeah. Unsuccessfully. You know, it's
like these guys never fucking watched any of the previous Dragon Ball series. They just got it by rough description.
It really upsets me, too, because, like, I just had watched, the episode with the Muten Roshi, because, like, in Dragon Ball, like, I just recently watched an episode where the Muten Roshi first shows up. And, you know, there's this great, like, you know, multi-layer fucking panty gag. Because it's like the, you know, in one episode, Goku pulls, you know, Bulma's panties off, and then there's the no balls gag. And then, like, you know, that goes into them meeting the Muten Roshi back when he was just the Kami Zenin. And it's just like, you know, they meet him, and, you know, like, Bulma flashes her fucking vagina at him because she thinks she still has panties on. And, you know, additional joke, and you have a great... and then, you know, that leads into another joke where she finds out that her panties are missing and she fucking fires on Goku. Like, you know, that was really clever, perverted humor. It's schlocky, stupid, you know, like, juvenile fucking humor, but it was really cleverly written. There's nothing clever here. It's just like, right? I'm gonna rape ya!
This is a joke, right? No. A joke has a setup and payoff. It has timing. It has impact. This is just pointing at something. This is fucking early 2000s stand-up comedy. Hey, you guys remember this thing from the 80s? What about it? Do you remember it?
Yeah!
Joke!
Yeah, no, it's just... sexual assault in and of itself is not inherently a goddamn joke. In fact, it's kind of a goddamn crime. Like, I remember hearing something about people bitching about this episode. Like, apparently, like, someone had, like, some... like, and then, like, there was, like, the... like, there was, like, a little bit of, like, some sort of anti-feminist backlash or something. I see it, like, going around, not Tumblr, fuck, Twitter for a bit. And I was just like... and... I was like, whatever. It's just someone probably blows it out of proportions. Whatever. I think it may have even been a Kotaku article. So you know that was probably a fucking garbage article, regardless. So
even a broken clock, though, because I mean, the Muten Roshi is going to sexually assault this woman. Goku witnesses this happening, but because he was raised by the Muten Roshi
he just like,
and some dinosaurs,
right? He's just like, oh, the Muten Roshi. He's gonna fuck a 18-year-old girl against her will. What a wacky character.
Also, it's unclear when this girl is salty about Tien having left the crane school, because
Yeah, because the crane school thing would have been when Goku was 15.
Yeah, if we're talking about, like, way back then she should be a lot older than that by now.
Yeah, because she kind of comes off like she's 18, maybe 20 at most. This girl had, like, the way she speaks, the way she acts, the way she presents herself. This girl's actually in her fucking 30s. She is at least, like, 35 right now.
Maybe in like, because she went to learn witchcraft, right?
Yes.
So maybe she's doing that classic Western European making myself younger again shit with the dark arts.
Has some blonde bitch held up in a tower. She sings to her hair every, like, few days.
This episode was so fucking... It felt Ranma. And it may have just been the setting or the architecture.
I mean, there's a lot of kung fu shit going on.
I really, really, really wanted Shampoo to be in this episode rather than this girl.
I'm about to say, like, you pretty much got Shampoo. Except
the
it's,
idea
like,
of, like,
shit.
Shampoo chasing Tenshinhan is now my favorite crossover OTP. Like,
Man, now I'm really upset, though. They didn't just rip off Shampoo. Shampoo would have been just, ni hao, Tenshinhan. It would have been great.
well, I need... Oh, man. We need to go back to 2001 when people wrote DBZ Ranma crossover fanfiction.
Aggro, we need to bring it back.
Okay, so after that train wreck of a bullshit... Oh, God, no, wait. One more thing in that. Because he goes to invite Tenshinhan to the tournament. Mm-hmm. And, Tenshinhan's like, no. Reasons.
Yeah, he's just like, I have students.
But then, like him eventually agreeing because his students wrecked the town and he needs to rebuild the town and he needs the money and this is the best... You know what? That's cool. I buy that. That's a cool reason to agree. But then Roshi's like, I'm also coming. Goku's like, deal.
Yeah, okay. So, this episode did the thing that's been kind of this running trope.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, Muten Roshi's really strong. He's really been hiding his power. Wow, he must have been doing some crazy training lately. Fuck you, show! Fuck you!
As I said before, the Wise Old Master is one of my favorite character archetypes. Mm-hmm. And one of the things about the Wise Old Master is they're not supposed to get stronger as the show goes on. The Muten Roshi is fucking like the tournament. That was supposed to be it. The Budokai, where he barely beats Goku. That was a beautiful, beautiful moment. Mm-hmm. And they fucked it up.
Also, he was a three-dimensional character then. That was fucking fantastic, too.
Great fucking shit.
Yeah, so... I am just sick and fucking tired of this whole... because... by this logic...
I believe that Tenshinhan has been training off screen.
Oh, yeah.
That's all Tenshinhan fucking does.
That is
Did you see his shoulders?
Yeah. That is the entirety of his character. I will say, speaking of his shoulders, I do like how they brought back the arms growing out of his shoulders thing.
Because that's just the really cool, like, Master of the Flying Guillotine Shaw Brothers Kung Fu film shit that Tenshinhan brings to the table.
Yeah, like, if I remember correctly, that's something that's actually just from the filler. Like, it was just some wild shit he did in the filler, I think. No, wait, maybe he did do it in the manga as well. Fuck, I don't remember. Yeah, he actually does do, like, the double arm thing in the manga. It's just, Goku doesn't put him in the Boston Crab in the manga, where Tenshinhan just starts choking Goku until he fucking lets go.
God, Dragon Ball tournament fights, man.
Yeah, those were great shit. Unlike this episode, which was just shit. I fucking hated this episode. This is like... Oh my god, because the Poacher episode probably structurally, writing-wise, literally, whatever.
Like, the Poacher episode feels more harmless because you can drop the Poacher episode and nobody would notice.
Yeah, no. This feels insulting. The mere fact that we have, like, the Muten Roshi who's been... Also, okay, like, I feel like this episode really implied that Tenshinhan is now bottom tier. That, like Kuririn and, like, the Muten Roshi... Like, the Muten Roshi has surpassed Tenshinhan.
Which is... Tenshinhan was always, like, he was the bottom of the B team.
Yeah.
He'd spike every now and then.
Yeah.
Like, the same way Piccolo would go from top B to bottom A.
Yeah. You know, like, they were always in that... He was always kind of in that bracket. Now he's just the bottom. Like, I mean, technically Yamcha, I guess, is the bottom because, they're making the jokes about Yamcha, which is still fucking pissing me off. But that's a bitching for a later period. But yeah, like, fucking Tenshinhan, like, because the whole idea with Dragon Ball and like its power scaling thing is just like, some characters are just naturally gifted and they just get more powerful, but they also do special training, and that also gives them, like, they have all these extra abilities, transformations, and that's,
It's always my favorite part about Tenshinhan's character is that Saiyans are bullshit, Nameks are magic, and it's just frustrating.
Yeah, and like just
because he's like the ultimate human warrior.
Yeah, like one of my favorite moments is from the BoJack film where Tenshinhan fights Trunks in a tournament, and he's going toe to toe with base form Trunks, and Trunks just has to go Super Saiyan to beat Tenshinhan
because he's not a better martial artist than Tien. He has to fucking multiply power.
Yeah. So, like, that, like, it was cool shit like that. Like, I always felt in Dragon Ball that I always kind of had a decent idea. Like, I mean, yeah, characters would get ridiculous buffs and power, and it would be kind of ridiculous and silly. And sometimes it'd be kind of hard to tell, like, but you kind of always knew where people fell, like, in the brackets. Here, it's just, no, like the Muten Roshi, a guy who has not been useful since the Piccolo Daimao arc. It's like, by this logic...
And even then, because he knew a magic trick.
Yeah, that was only it. Like, by this logic, he could have trained for the fucking Saiyan showing up, and he just would have raffle stomped him.
Man, let me tell you, like...
He would have raffle stomped through Vegeta, through Nappa. Oh shit, the androids, he would have killed them.
I love the idea because, like, early...
All he needed was 6 months of fucking training because he's a prodigy too.
The first fucking episode of DBZ, when he's all like, oh my god, I thought Goku's power would have decreased when he settled down. I always had this notion that the Muten Roshi was pissed that Goku was so amazingly gifted that he just went back to it, and Raditz shows up, and the Muten Roshi just wrecks his goddamn shit.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, it's... How they're treating the power scale is fucking frustrating, because you're taking characters who have intentionally... Because it's not even like I'm salty because, oh, my favorite character's now bottom tier. No, like Tenshinhan has not been, like, a legitimately useful member of the cast, well, pretty much since he was introduced. He's always been...
I mean, he spiked in the Cell Saga.
Well, I mean, he has moments where they'll give him a moment, and it's awesome.
Like, he does pretty good against Nappa. He's not really effective. It's just awesome.
Yeah, like, he gets moments, but, as far as, being, like, really useful and effective in fights, he usually he can't hold his own. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with Tenshinhan being that.
Mm-hmm.
But to just have the guy who trains constantly, that is his life. The one character who trains as much as Goku and Vegeta do. Like, that's all he does. He fucking lives out in the fucking mountains and just is constantly going at it. And then just to have, to say like the Muten Roshi trained, like, I guess since, Golden Frieza, and I guess he's... Because, to give you an idea of how strong Goku is right now, in the Bukake Vegeta arc, we find out that their base forms are way above Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. That's how far they've escalated because of the whole god power absorption shit. Because of their training with Whis, because of all this other shit, their base forms are now, like, they just no-sell Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. We know that for a fact. But now I guess the Muten Roshi could no-sell them too. Oh my god. Oh.
Like, it makes so little sense. It gets so bad that I have to do one of those things that I automatically do when I'm watching something that doesn't make any sense, especially movies. I do this a lot. Where I'm like, I'm not watching what's actually happening. I'm watching the movie version of real events and try to imagine what the actual historical event was like. So I'm like, most of the last half of Z and all of Super has been wrong. It's just been about these warriors fighting, and they've just been displaying it wrong, so I have to go back and make it all make sense in my head by reconstructing it. Which is not something a thing should be poorly written enough to force me to do to actually enjoy an episode.
Yeah.
So that episode ended.
Yeah.
And we got a much better episode.
Yes, but I feel it was a completely unneeded and kind of boring episode.
You're one of those guys who is always happy for Gohan, so fuck you. We needed this episode.
We had 2 episodes ago, we had the fucking Gohan got his groove back episode.
This was the payoff. That was the setup.
You know the payoff could have been the fucking tournament.
There's going to be just so much fucking shit going on in that tournament. That's why this arc is so long, I hope, because they're going to just set it all up.
God, what meandering bullshit this is right now.
That's what I'm banking on, is this arc is just set up, and then we won't have to waste any time during the actual Battle Royal. They'll just fucking knock all the dominoes down. It'll be like 4 or 5 episodes of this amazing just shit collapsing everywhere. Oh my god, fight. Oh, this is all amazing. And it's animated well. And nobody's going to be sad that anyone gets knocked out in like 20 seconds. Yeah, I've read the tweets, you fuckers. I know what happens to Krillin.
So we get like the Gohan. Like I said, it's the Gohan being like, "Hey, Dad, let's measure dicks and see who's bigger." Episode.
I loved it because like we had the previous episode where Piccolo was being Gohan's real dad, and you could almost hear him go, "He may have been your father, boy, but he was no daddy." And he's just like, because he shows up and he's like, "Dad, let's fight." Because Gohan, it was that moment in the Cell arc where Piccolo's like, "Goku, your son isn't you." And Goku's like, "Oh fuck, people aren't me." And it was Gohan being like, "No, Dad, like we're gonna do this." Like because he rejected that part of himself. He didn't want to be that.
Yeah.
And fuckboys like me have been salty about that for years. That Gohan sought his own happiness and became his own person on his own terms. And I'm like, no, Gohan, you chosen one piece of shit. You get back here and you suffer from my entertainment.
How dare you marry the woman of your dreams, have a daughter, have a nice, well-paying job, you piece of shit!
But he does, and he does. He has that life, and then the Tournament of Power comes around, and Gohan has that very adult moment of maybe my personal happiness isn't as important as, my responsibility to the universe being the strongest motherfucking thing on Cool Street. And he makes a very conscious adult decision to go back to that life out of a sense of responsibility. And I love that about his character. And he goes and he does his training with Piccolo, and every moment of Piccolo Dad is my favorite moment ever. So when he starts fighting Goku, and like Goku is like, "Oh my god, yeah, these are the conditions under which I will accept and love my son," because Goku is a psychopath, and Gohan accepts that this is the only way he can really connect with his father, and he enjoys it for what it is, rather than waiting for Goku to be an actual adult. Mm-hmm. So when he goes Ultimate Gohan, and he's like, "I'm not going to go Super Saiyan. I'm going to do my own thing because fuck you, Dad. You're an asshole." It's a beautiful compromise between Gohan not wanting to be a warrior and fuckboys like me being like, "No, Gohan unstoppable, you are the ultimate, come back, your bang makes my dick hard."
Yeah, I mean, I like seeing Gohan doing cool shit stuff. It's just, I feel like we just didn't need this episode. I felt like, we already got like the big, like Gohan coming back into his own and he's going to be awesome again. And I will say, like, this episode, okay, like, the biggest criticism I honestly have of this episode really is just, it feels completely tacked on and unnecessary. It's just there to be fan-wank service. And Super is so much of that I get tired of it.
Yeah, but usually it's just really bad. I liked this one.
It's like I've been waiting 20 years for this.
Because I feel like we're booting up. Because Gohan was always this amazing... And I love that it's... So you've got DBZ, right? Mm-hmm. Like, after all, you've got DBZ, and all of early DBZ is setting up Gohan. Setting up Gohan to be this crazy Chosen One character. But I kind of loved that as DBZ went on, like, oh, even he couldn't beat Pooh. Because no matter how Chosen One by Destiny Gohan is, Goku is still this aberration of nature that will take all of the power for himself. And he ends up having to beat Pooh. Because Goku is too bullshit for his own story.
Yeah.
So I think we're double signaling here. I think we're and if this has already happened at the tournament, I may be sounding like an asshole. I think we're double signaling for another Gohan Unstoppable. I think we're setting him up because we we had the redemption bit, the whole, like, this episode was the signaling of this is how strong he is, this is how dedicated he is, Gohan's back in this mindset, Gohan is ready to pop Ultimate again. So I think we're going to get into the tournament, and it's going to be, oh my god, all of our strength isn't enough. Who can save us? Gohan's like, I have chosen one bullshit. Bah! And I'll be right there with my dick out, eating it up.
You're gonna consume your own penis?
No, eating that. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm not going to Ouroboros my own genitals.
So, yeah.
Also, when they did the cutaway, and it's like Beerus and Whis, like, oh man, there's some strong power levels. They're fighting, and Vegeta just has
Vegeta's...
that. Yes, Saiyans are awesome.
Yeah, that was a great moment. That's probably the best moment of the entire episode. I will say this episode. I don't know if this is a poorly animated episode or a well animated episode because
it was a jankily drawn episode.
Yeah, because like the storyboarding.
Yeah,
was
all the shot composition was amazing.
Yeah, and like the fluidity of the movement was pretty
classic,
solid.
like classic 4-frame DBZ fights.
Yeah.
Going into the white.
Yeah,
Yay.
yeah, like it was super nostalgic in that regard. But man, it was drawn like shit. This entire episode looked like it was drawn by a fucking 8-year-old. It was so bad.
Watching Gohan and Piccolo.
I really hope they fixed that one for the Blu-ray release.
Fucking Gohan and Piccolo like showing up with a strategy because they've been talking about it. I love imagining Gohan being like, okay, Mr. Piccolo, I have an idea. And he like brings out a drawing he has.
So, oh man. So another throwback attack that happens in this episode was Piccolo. Like he does he grabs his shoulder and he's charging up, and I was just like, oh, like that's like that technique he does in the 23rd tournament, and like I was waiting to see what he was charging up for, and then he just straight up does that move from the 23rd tournament. I'm just like, oh, well okay then.
Like he does this, but I was thinking of this, and I'm like, oh god, how long is he going to charge that multi-form technique? This is going to be sick!
Oh. Yeah, they did it kind of weird, because it kind of looked like he was doing this number, instead of, like...
Oh yeah, no, he was hands out.
Yeah, because he was hands out, and because very specifically that move that he does in Dragon Ball is like he clenches his shoulders, like, tight, and... Yeah. But, oh my god, yeah, the fucking art really undersold, like, the storyboarding and the fluid animation. It's like, oh, all these frames, I wish it was drawn by someone competent.
I've seen some, like, college kid Flash animators who I kind of want to go back and redo this episode.
Yeah. Like I said, it's just one of those things where, like we've been, because I think this is, like, episode 9 of just this recruitment stuff, and it's just like, for fuck's sake, just go to the tournament!
Well, like with the episode after this, where they keep cutting to other universes and showing other universes, if that's what they're doing, if they're just getting all of the intro, and this is who this is, and this is what they do, and this is why they're doing it out of the way now, so we don't have to stop in the middle of a giant battle royale to explain that over and over.
That's the thing, though. Like, I feel like they're not doing enough of that. Like, within all of these episodes, we have seen a little bit of Kaba. We've seen, like, in him, like, meeting Khalifa. We've in her brother Renzo. Then there was some stuff with the Pride Troopers. And some stuff with Glossu, and that was it. Like all of that stuff takes up maybe...
Hidden Frost.
Well, that was the next episode, because there was an entire episode dedicated. I'm saying, like, before that even. Like, we've had just little sprinklings of these things. Now, this the episode after that, I actually thought was the one really good episode in this whole thing, because it was focusing on all these other characters, like, showing us... Here's Gowasu, and like it was done this kind of interesting little narrative way where you just kind of have like the two Zenos just kind of dicking around being bored, and you had the Daishinkan who's just like, oh, like here just kind of explaining the universes to us and showing us this, and
just keep highlighting that these omnipotent beings are not omniscient.
Yeah, fucking Yeah, so you get like Hit and Frost. That was great shit. I love that entire thing.
That was some straight up Blade Runner, like cyberpunk noir shit.
Oh yeah, like that fucking city had shown up in a filler episode during the 9 Weeks of Peace. So
I love that the werewolves universe is just hot garbage.
Right.
They're like, we haven't found any other warriors. Oh well, destroy this fucking place. Next planet.
It was really weird because they're like, oh man, like they found out that the universe is gonna get destroyed.
They're like, they're gonna escape to another universe.
And well, one, that's really dumb. It's like, oh, they're going to escape to another. One, you can't escape to another universe without, like, you literally have to have like a transportational cube to jump universes. That's how. Yeah, it's something that the gods can only use.
Cube?
Yeah,
it's Whis could just do it.
Kaioshin can, because he can teleport. I think, because they have, well, I don't know, maybe Whis can too. But for, like, mortals have to transport themselves. Like, whenever they go to the Universe 6 tournament, like, because they go to, like...
Whis can totally do it, because when they were tracking down
Samas,
they just went to Universe 10.
Okay, so the gods can, or at very least, Whis can, and the Kaioshin can.
I don't know, the gods were all like, humans can't travel in time, and Bulma's like, I built this shit out of scraps in an apocalypse. Come at me, bro.
So, yeah, there's a lot of cool shit in this episode.
It's fucking, the whole city's on fire, everything's in ruin, he's firing rocket launchers at fleeing pedestrians shouting, drop all your money.
Yeah.
Like, dude, the economy's not here anymore. You set it on fire.
Yeah. Okay, so, but yeah, okay, those guys. It's like, oh yeah, they, like, you know, they're just gonna, like, you know, hop to the next universe. That's stupid enough. But the mere fact of, like, the whole time I'm like, wait, how did these guys know that the universe is going to end? Did they try to recruit them and fail? Because if that were the case, that was not conveyed in the text.
The werewolves just told everybody. And, like, this scene was for all of us who went, wait, why aren't you telling anyone? Because bad things will happen. This is what's called a moral lesson, where you tell someone not to do something, and then rather than the actual consequences, you make up scarier consequences. Wash behind your ears. Not because it'll be dirty and smell weird and you might get an infection, no. If you don't wash behind your ears, witches will eat you.
Oh, so this is like Dragon Ball propaganda. Right. So, yeah, this episode, it has cool shit, I would say. There's one, like, okay, there's a few things in it that just, one, just like, oh, let's have like a training sequence with Goku and Whis because...
I really checked out when that started happening.
Yeah, so did I. Like, it was
like, no,
whatever,
guys, we've seen it. Like, spend the money on other scenes.
Yeah, what else was there? Oh,
I really loved the Parade Pride Trooper and the cat.
Oh my god, that was such a great scene.
I'm going to root for the Pride Troopers for this whole arc, I think.
Right?
It's just going to happen. They're awesome.
The heroes. I love them. Like, because I love the fact, because at first I wanted to pull the, don't do the stupid GT thing where a character forgets he can fly and all this other stuff. But, like, his whole thing was, he was trying to be really gentle and slow with it because he was scared the cat might, like, freak out and get electrocuted. I was just like, aw. You go, soldier. You go, man. Like that was.
There's that thing in paint by numbers screenwriting where it's the save the dog moment. Like the kick the dog moment and the save the cat moment.
Yeah.
And it's what they're doing. But I'm like, well, shit. How did Universe 7's protagonist treat animals? And I just think of all the dinosaurs and fish that Goku and Gohan have punched and sliced limbs off of.
Those were for food and possibly sex. So, yeah, like okay, so the training shit with Goku, god damn it, I did not give a flying fuck. And like, you know what I kind of missed, whatever. You know what was an interesting character moment for Goku? Was it the Cell games where he goes, no, like, I'm gonna give my body time to rest, so that way I can be. Like, like really just kind of, give myself like a resting period so I can go into this tournament refreshed. Like, I'm ready. Like, no, like he's like
Goku trying something interesting.
Yeah, it's like, but here, it's just like, apparently, I guess maybe he thinks that was stupid, because now he's just like grinding away.
Look, I've got 6 hours left. I need to fight a guy before I go fight all these guys.
Yeah, he's just, he's on his way to the Elite Four. It's like, I'm just gonna go grind on Victory Road for another 45 minutes, guys. I'll be right there. Fuck. It's just, Goku needs to sleep. He hasn't slept in like 40 hours, man.
It's not. I'm concerned that Goku is not actually alive since the last time he came back from the dead.
I haven't seen him sleep, I don't think. So, the worst part...
How could he use God Ki? He dead.
So, the worst part of this episode, by far, is, once again, stripping someone down to a caricature, the Muten Roshi trying to get over his one weakness, being a pervert. So, and then he just tries to fuck Puar. He tries to fuck Puar.
There are two...
Aggro, he tried to fuck Puar!
And there are two things about that are very, very upsetting to me. One is that we're continuing on with the Muten Roshi just being an unapologetic rapist, and apparently that's funny. Two is that at some point Yamcha really has to turn around and see the love that's been waiting right behind him this whole time.
Where the fuck? They did a fucking Yamcha joke again, where he's just like, you think they're gonna like invite me to the tournament? He goes, yeah, I'm sure they will, buddy. Maybe.
I hope they never stop doing that. I hope he's hanging around Capsule Corp while the tournament's happening.
I hope I don't stop getting kicked in the dick. Because I love getting kicked in the dick. God damn it.
I love those bits. I don't know what to tell you. Why isn't Yamcha training off screen?
I don't know.
Let's say before.
Why isn't Broly training off screen? Why hasn't he been invited to the Tournament of Power too?
Broly does not train.
Broly is maximum.
I was saying before, this would have been a great time to bring Yajirobe back.
Yeah, right?
Because if you want to push people off some shit...
I just want to bring up, Yajirobe, for as much of a gag character as he is in Z, he is legitimately fucking strong. He went toe-to-toe with Goku in the Daimao arc. That puts him at, around Tenshinhan levels of power. And he trained with God for a fucking year, waiting for the fucking signs to show up.
The motherfucker is strong. He's just a coward.
Yeah!
He was able to sneak up behind Vegeta.
You fucking put him in a tournament with no kill standard, like solid rule. You can't kill. He goes, oh, people can't kill me? He'd probably fucking do it! Man, dude, this arc is really... it's not horrible, but man, it's just disappointing and boring mostly.
That's the problem with Super, for a lot of it, and especially this arc.
You haven't even seen the
I haven't seen the bad ones, so I'm just talking about the Super that I've seen. I've only seen the fucking Future Trunks arc a couple different episodes in this one. And even I think it's just not good enough. But
you've watched the great arcs, Aggro. Ugh.
It's not bad enough to completely revile. It's just disappointing.
By the way, you motherfucker, did you say this shit was worse than fucking SAO earlier?
No. Okay. Alright, we'll get back to this. I said, I'd rather we just had SAO instead of this. We shouldn't have had to do both in one timeline. And I said SAO had more value than this show does. Because you said the opposite. I retorted.
Yeah.
Because SAO is broken in more interesting ways. A few tweaks to SAO, to its storyline, to its characterization, it could have been boilerplate. It could have been fine. Because it's pretty enough.
Yeah.
Really, just fucking... I still love the visuals in SAO. That show is goddamn pretty in a lot of places.
Yeah, it has its moments.
I'm I don't even care if a fight scene is, poorly choreographed. I love flashing lights and colors and shit. And that show does that really well. It's... Dragon Ball Super is... It's a morass. It's a slog of bad to mediocre. It fucking... Sword Art Online misses, but man, it fucking swings.
See, I don't... to me, SAO is just, it is the anime equivalent to Twilight. It is Twilight for 14-year-old boys who like anime, as opposed to 14-year-old girls who like reading books.
Yes. I think this is why I think culturally, big picture, SAO has more value as a thing that exists than Dragon Ball Super. Because Dragon Ball Super is dumb, and if people think it's a good show, well, it's obvious why not. The reasons why people think SAO is a good show are more complicated. They're more interesting to root out, to study, to discuss. Because SAO is broken in more finely detailed ways. Dragon Ball Super is just stupid. Sword Art Online it's cloak and dagger with how bad it is.
See, thing is, though, that's kind of how I feel about the Future Trunks arc. Like, I feel like that really swung for the fences. That was just going for
Yeah, the Future Trunks arc, it's broken in a lot of the same ways Sword Art is.
Yeah, because
bad characterization, weird storytelling.
That arc is the challenger. It was shooting for the stars, and it was beautiful for 10 seconds, and then...
Oh my god, yeah, they went for it. They had no idea what they were doing, but they fucking went for it, and I respect that.
Yeah, this arc, though, it has none of the ambition, because it's just a battle royale, and it's not even a battle royale yet. We are... Let's see, this is the 5th one of these we've done, so we are 15 episodes into this. Madoka Magica wasn't even this long, and it told, complicated narratives with characters and pathos and, emotional payoffs and epic fights and really convoluted storylines, and it was great. But,
Dragon Ball Super's main problem, and this is really, really highlighted in that shitty Tien episode, is that nobody making this show seems to have any idea why people like Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball.
See, thing is though, but from what I see people reacting to this series, a lot of people are enjoying it. They're glad it exists.
Okay, see, I think that's a term difference problem we have. Those people, most of your fan base, are subhumans, whose opinion doesn't matter when we're talking about the species human.
I know, but I agree with this wholeheartedly. The majority of them suck, and if some of them unsubscribe, that's okay. But they know who they are. They bump the
They don't, though.
No, they don't. They don't. But see, that's the great part, because they'll be like, "Is he talking about me? He can't be talking about me. I'm one of the good subscribers."
It's one of those people. There's people that come and go, "Man, people are shit." They're like, "Yeah, you're right. People are shit, except for me."
Yeah. Oh, man, just...
And that really is Dragon Ball Super, as a metaphor for the human experience at large. It's not worth it, but it's still here. So I guess we'll get what we can out of it.
I feel like the length of this arc really is just this knee-jerk reaction to people complaining that other arcs in Super were so short. Because...
People were complaining that Super arcs were too short?
Well, because, like you watch a Z arc, and that shit goes on for 40, 50, 60 episodes.
That was not the appeal of Z arcs.
Yeah. So...
That's why we have Kai.
Well, see, because the whole thing with the Z arcs though is that they have these peaks and valleys, and and I think that's the difference here is that people were thinking that a longer arc means a more complicated, compelling story, and the fact that that Dragon Ball Z arcs were long isn't what made them good. It's the fact that they had peaks and valleys, and
it would go up and down. The tension would ebb and flow, and it would build and pay off.
You'd have a setup, and then you'd have maybe an anti-climax, but then there'd be some other crazy shit. And this within a single arc, Raditz shows up. Oh fuck! Wait, we killed Raz, but Goku's also dead. Fuck! 2 more Saiyans are showing up. Fuck! We need to train for this. Oh fuck! Goku's here. Oh fuck! Goku's losing. It has, and that's the shortest arc in all of Z. The fucking Red Ribbon Army arc has that. The Piccolo Daimao arc. Goku goes to fight Tambourine. He gets his kicked ass, he gets his ass kicked by Tambourine, comes back, kills Tambourine, fucking fights Daimao, and then everyone else is also trying to fucking fight Daimao, and like the plots are intersecting, and there's shit going on here. This, Super's arcs have been short because Toriyama wrote them on a fucking Arby's napkin and then just fucking handed it off to a fucking Toei executive. It's like, it's just like, they're movie plots. Bad guy shows up.
Exactly.
Bad guy shows up, characters fight, bad guy leaves or gets killed or something.
I was just going to say, you know what old DBZ thing has exactly the same problem that Super has? And I'm not even... The first Broly movie. The problem is, none of this shit makes any sense. It comes out of nowhere. All these characters show up for no reason. The power scaling just doesn't matter anymore. And then at the end, Goku pulls some bullshit out of his ass and beats a guy he shouldn't.
Yeah.
The Namek arc was some of the best shonen action writing ever.
Yeah.
And Dragon Ball Super is a spit in the eye of that tradition.
So, basically, it's the equivalent of late Bleach as opposed to the Seirete arc.
There was Bleach after the Seirete arc?
No, but people keep telling me there was.
Your fan base is weird.